Welcome to What's in the Bag, where we give the voice to the voiceless and we let you say whatever is on your mind. My name is Marvina and I am your host.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good
Good
morning to
morning.
all my early morning. So, welcome to our Saturday morning coffee with Marvina. Good morning, y'all. Good
Good
morning. I know
morning.
y'all. Good morning. Hey, y'all. Well, I am excited this morning. I am very excited this morning all about the topic and all the things that we're going to be doing. Before that, of course, we got to let you know what's in our cups. Let me tell you right now, I gotta give a thanks and a shout out to my cousin Cynthia, for giving me some coffee. You know, I told you I didn't like coffee, right, BFF? I said I didn't like coffee, but baby, she gave me this coffee called Sweet and Creamy Regular Iced coffee, this thing, let me give y'all a little thing by Craig, baby. When I say this thing good, and I didn't even have to put too much sugar and just a little creamer. And boy, it made me shout this morning, make me want to shout. So I want to give a shout out to my BFF, my co-host, and she is here with me this day. Eva, good morning,
Good
my
morning.
BFF.
Well,
I
and for everybody that know me, I am at the baseball field,
know.
hanging with my grandson, doing the GMA thing,
Do your
and I
thing,
am
baby.
drinking on, and I'm
Mm-mm.
so disappointed. Duncan, they normally get it right, but my God,
Mm.
I don't think anything that they put on this sticker is in this coffee.
It's not good. It's
Oh
not
my
good.
God. It has no sweetness to it. I
Oh,
don't
they
taste
didn't
the
do that.
hazelnut. I think honestly that they got me mixed up with somebody else because
Yeah. I bless you.
excuse me. I
Thank
just
you,
don't think
Sia.
that they did what garbage
Sorry.
bag. That's great garbage
I,
bag.
I drink enough of this good one for you then. Okay, girly girl. Well, hey, y'all. Welcome again. I want to let y'all know this morning we are in I think we were thinking about this topic and good morning, Auntie. We thought about this topic
Good
today.
morning.
Um, well, for the simple fact that I believe that this is a good topic that we need to be talking
Yeah.
about. Actually, about parenting. We
Hmm.
actually, I mean, and my BFF, my co-host Osley, we felt that this would be a great topic to talk about today
Yeah.
about parenting. I asked a question on, I think it was Think About It Thursday, about parenting. What do you think a good parent is? I wanted to hear from a lot more people, but I didn't get as many people as I thought. But I got some good. I know I have the two good, and I really want to share this, Yvonne, before we get to talking
Okay.
on the topic. We had two great answers. This is my cousin, and I'm so sorry. I do not want to mess her name up. Say her name.
You got Khadijah?
Khadijah Faith Mary Kay. That's right. That's her name. Okay. I know her by another name when we was road. So she became a Muslim. Now she's a Muslim. But beautiful spirit, beautiful soul. But now she is Khadijah. Love it. It's beautiful. Okay, on her, she said, a good parent is when you take very good care of your children, making sure they have food on the table, lights, water, a roof over their head, making sure to pay attention to them, give them what they need, not what they want. I guess make sure they are well behaved anywhere they go, teach them to learn, show them manners. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Yes, sir, no, sir. Teach them to respect their elders,
Yes.
children do things for attention. In toddlers' age, yes, they are active and playful, but they must know when it's time to play and when it is not. It might not feel like you're doing right, but at least you trying the best you can. But they always show love with hugs and kisses and say,
That's
I
right.
doesn't matter what happened. The love between your children should never change. I don't know what I would do without them. They was my teachers. They are reasons. They are the reason I am trying to be a better me and learn day by day. It's not going to be easy, but with patience, everything will be. I like that.
Mhm.
And also,
Yes.
there was another one that this was right here by Carolyn Grayson, and I'm grateful to her because she's always posting great stuff. Because you birth a child doesn't make you a parent.
You
Yet
better
you
say
have
that.
to learn how to be a parent. A parent is a friend, a provider, a counselor, a listener. You have to be a listener to understand what your child needs are. A coach, a cheerleader, an advisor, a rocking chair, a cook,
Okay.
a laundromat, a chauffeur, a encourager, a complimentary, a nurse. Most of all, show love. Love on your children. Keep them happy. Show them respect and how to respect others. Curfews is very important. Knowing where your child is and the company that they keep is what a
Hmm.
obedient child is a good parent does. A good parent cherishes every one of their children, deals with their individual personalities, tell their children how much they love them, and show it by hugs and kisses. Hold on, she ain't even finished. Let me tell you what else she wrote. Wait, let me see. And she wrote, these days your children's wardrobes is very important. So you do what you can with what you have to make them not to be picked on in school. Most of all, teach them how to pray and teach them how they are who they are praying to. Take them to church or at least live a upright life before them so that they will eventually want to be like you. I love that. I love
Yes.
that. And she's speaking on experience. She's not just coming on
That's right.
and just saying what she's speaking on. And I want to thank them too, because that was very important to hear what a person feel that a great parent is.
Hmm.
Good morning. Good morning. Well, BFF, we've been talking about being a great parent,
Yeah.
and one of our concern as being a good parent is not really the concern of how we treat in our children, but more of our psychological issues, what we as
Right.
parents, what we face as
The
parents,
challenges.
the
Yeah.
challenges as in a parent, how we take
Hmm.
care of ourselves, mental health, how we deal with being a parent. And an example of someone who there was a issue, there was a murder charge.
Hmm.
Talking, you remember what they were saying about the young lady who went off and killed her children? It was in Georgia. She's facing charges for
Yeah.
setting her house on fire. Um,
She literally stabbed two of her children before setting the house on fire and tried to kill off, I think, 4 or 5 of her kids. Married for 17 years, husband was at work, shot didn't even know what was going on, and he to this day he said he doesn't know what was going through her mind, what triggered it, or anything like that. And I just kind of feel that we have become um so good at hiding and masking what's going on inside of us and not reaching out. We don't have the support, we don't have
No,
the support teams
no.
and structures that we had growing up. And I think you and I were talking about this. I said, like, my dad used to drive buses and trucks and stuff, and he would be gone. And my mom would be there, six girls. And there were different programs and stuff at the church. She could drop us off different things that was going on in the neighborhood, just so that she can get a breather, she can get a break. But now we're living in a society where you're careful about where you let your children go. You're leery sometimes even about allowing your children to go to other family members. So it is a day in, day out without a breather. People that
Right,
work outside of the home, they get that break.
right.
I know it's rough out there working, but you get a break away from home.
From home,
And
exactly.
sometimes we need that. Look at you. You had 5 kids. I had five. I had three of my
I
own
mean,
niece, plus my niece and nephew, and that is a constant grind.
constant, constant.
Constant.
And I mean, it's cute as having children. When they little, they grow up. The stress of having to feed them.
Yeah.
Especially if you one of those. I'm gonna put it in lower class. You living from paycheck to paycheck, trying to make it happen. Um, type of parent, because I'm gonna be honest, that was my story. Five
Hmm.
children, trying to make it happen. You know, um, my mental state sometimes, made me feel like I wanted to just go crazy.
Hmm.
Because, but the knowing that I have these five children depending on me, it made it, I ain't gonna say easier, but it made me keep sanity. You get what I'm saying? It made me understand that I'm here. They didn't choose to be here. I brought them in this world with their dads, and they're here now. I have to take care of them. I have to be
Right.
there, the parent.
That's
What
that red light in that constant storm. Because that's the
yeah.
way I felt. I felt that it was a
Yes.
constant storm. But my babies, it was always that ray of light, something that they would say, something, a smile, a hug that will always pull me back from the
But
edge
what
and
about
put me back in sanity.
but what about the ones who don't get the snap back? Like this young
Exactly.
lady. It was in
Yeah.
Paulding County. She literally, like the husband said, he didn't understand what happened. She was going through
Mhm.
depression. Um,
Mhm.
these are children that she birthed in her. These are babies. She literally harmed them, stabbed them. She snapped. Um, and was this something? Was there a sign? Did the husband realize that there was something going wrong? He said no. He said in his story that he had no idea. He's a
Mhm.
Christian man. This is a Christian family.
Family, yeah.
This wasn't like somebody just, I don't know what their stories, if they were struggling. I don't know what her story was. But for me as a mother to put harm to my children, you really, I mean, I can't comprehend it, but it
Mm-mm.
happens.
It
It
happened.
it happens. So
It
what do
happened.
we do to help people like right now who's going through, this situation where they feel so stressed out that they feel like ending it all. And I'm not gonna lie, I felt like stressed out many times. Well, ending I don't know about ending it because I'm scared to die. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't want nobody to take. I'm not just gonna take my life. I'm a win. You know, I'm not gonna take my life, and I'm definitely not gonna take my children's life. But I've known there's days when I was in that room bawling, crying, trying to make it happen, trying to figure it out. To this day, the same thing, trying to figure it out. going to drugs for an answer, or using alcohol for an answer, going all the wrong places for the answer. What do you
Mm-hmm.
do?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you
What do you
go?
do?
How do you, you know what I'm saying? It's not
Yeah, I agree. I heard this song one time, and they played it in I'm trying to think what movie was it, Life? I can't remember. But the words of the song is what would you do? What would you do if your son were at home crying all alone on the bedroom floor because he's hungry? And then it says, would you sleep with a man for a little bit of money? Would you do this? Would you do that? And people were coming down. Some of the comments and everything was about, if a parent does this, if they do that, and so on and so forth. It is easy to say what you would and wouldn't do if you're not walking in those shoes.
that's right.
But you talking to somebody that I started young with my kids. I started young, 17, had my first, going to school, take her with me, going to college. Everything I did, I took her with me. It was a struggle, let me tell you. Let me tell you. But the sacrifice as parents, we're faced with something every day that is a sacrifice, whether it is a sacrifice of finances, sacrifices of time,
Right.
energy, mindset, skill set. We're faced with those challenges each and every day.
That's
So
right.
we can get comments all day long from our kids about what type of parent we were and all this other kind of stuff. But what we're talking about today is from a parental standpoint, what were the challenges? For me, I could tell you what some of my challenges were. My challenges was time. I
Right.
When my kids were young, I didn't get an opportunity to spend as much time as I wanted to with them because I was working in school.
Right.
But then I did get an opportunity. I want to say that my daughter was, I think they were 3, 6, and 9, and I took 3 years off. And when I tell you those were the best 3 years, and they remember that to this day. I cooked every day. I cleaned every day. I was Betty Crocker, homemaker, whatever you want to call me. I baked cakes and pies and I literally, and if I don't know if she's on here this morning, but if she were on here this morning, she would probably say amen to that. I
Right.
made everything was from scratch, and I baked something every day. I assisted with homework, everything. And I'm so grateful to God for those 3 years that I was home because it gave me a whole different outlook. As a
Yes.
parent, I realized that I have to set the tone and the pattern and the pace. I have to be the one to say, you know what, this is the lifestyle that I want for my kids.
That's
I
right.
want my kids to be happy, healthy, and wholesome. They respond so much better when I show them support on all of the good things.
Right. Right.
I became one of those parents. I went to school just because, not because they were in trouble, but because I wanted to see what was going on and be part of their
Right.
world and what they were learning.
Right.
Events and everything. Growing up, I was involved in basketball, track, things of nature. And I know that my mom and my dad were super busy, so it's not a knock against them. But
Right.
they never came to anything that I was involved in because at that time they were trying to make it happen for six girls. So they were doing what they felt that they needed to do. I
Right.
used to be frustrated and angry about that. And then I started saying, okay, when I have kids, I'm not gonna be that way for my kids.
Right.
And I had to go back and think about it because Marvina said something one day to me about
Always say
parents.
something.
She said people can only love you the way that they know how to love you. That was a game changer for me. That was a game changer because I thought I was the best parent in the world. And I realized I'm loving my kids the way that I know how to love them
Right.
based off of the experiences that I had growing up. And a lot of
Exactly.
times parents, we get our parenting skills from how we grew up. Our parents got their parenting skills
That's
from
right.
how they grew up. There are
That's
no
right.
books out there. I don't care about all these books they got out there talking about some do
Exactly.
this, do that.
They got all kinds of crazy stuff because everybody works off their experience. You know,
Yes.
you can't kind of tell a person how to be a parent to to another child. What if that child has special needs or whatever the case may be? So my
Hmm.
whole thing was, you know, when you get to that point where all there is a one single parent in the house,
Yeah.
or when there maybe is a husband and a wife in the house, and only one parent is more active with the child, putting all the
Mm-hmm.
stress on the other child. It could be the man or the woman, it
Yeah.
don't matter. Or when it gets to the point where there's no outage. One thing my pastor had told us, and I'm going to say this, he always said a family should take at least one or two trips out of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I still feel like a woman should at least, if you're a single mom, have some time, get some time for yourself. Even if you have some friends, somebody, you need that.
Yeah, you
You
need
need to
that.
be able to communicate and go outside of that's being a good parent also. Because
Yeah,
you need an
yes.
outage. You need someone to be some time away from being a parent. Now, if you one of them parents that's home all day, home all night, taking care of the children, dealing with all the things, you got maybe 1, 2, 5, 12, I don't care how many kids you have, and you have nowhere to put anything into self, you're gonna snap.
There you go. Yeah, yeah,
You're gonna
yeah,
snap.
yeah.
You need some way, something, some type of outage. You need some,
Outlet. Yeah,
and I'm asking these parents out here that they do something for yourself. Go get a massage. Go
yeah. There you go. There
something.
you go. Go
I
treat. Go
don't,
treat
like
your.
I said,
Go treat yourself to dinner.
right. It
Go
took me
treat
a minute
yourself
to
to
sit
dinner.
down by but let me tell you something. I realized this. Sometimes people don't know how to go into a restaurant and eat dinner by themselves. It
Don't
took
talk
me a
about
minute
me.
to do that. Because people look at you like, what you doing by
Yeah,
yourself? It's weird see people sitting by themselves eating. And I
yeah,
was feeling weird at first
yeah,
because I had a problem. But I'm just saying, you find something that you love, or some
yeah,
type of pampering. Pamper yourself. Do something
yeah,
and send them bad things
yeah.
away. Find a camp during the summertime. There's free stuff out here.
There is. There
There's
is. And
things
you.
for
Yeah.
kids to do. So we
There
don't have
is.
to, I mean, I feel sorry for this young lady that she felt that, I guess
That
he
she
feels
had no
like
outlet. That she had
was
no.
outed.
Yeah. That she was alone. That she was alone.
Maybe because he
Yeah.
said something about her feeling depressed, and
Yeah.
I'm saying she was depressed. Did you just realize how depressed? Did she say anything to you? What signs did you get for her to be depressed that you say this?
Well, well, people are good at hiding depression because I know I was. I was good at masking what I was feeling because and you and I have spoken about this. I'm such a private person my entire life.
Right,
People wouldn't even know what's going on inside my house because I just refuse to let the world see. But
right,
I became angrier and angrier and angrier. And I tell people all the time, 5 times anger management, 1 time counselor.
right,
And I know I laugh when I say that. That's because I can laugh at the situation because I got the
right,
help that I needed. Um, I felt like I was exploding because it was just me and my kids. No, no outlet. I was one of those parents that I felt that I had to be totally engaged 150% of the time, that nobody else could do anything for my kids but me.
wow,
Even to the point where I remember my mom and my dad saying, "Let the kids come over and spend the night." Oh no, I got it. I got it. And no, not realizing, girl, you better go ahead and go on and get that breather and have you some fun. Even if you don't do anything but grab your book and a glass of wine and lock
right,
your door. Calgon, take me away.
right,
Have your moments. Get a friend. Get a
right.
BFF. Get some people in your neighborhood together and start to put together
There's
some
so much
things that
outlet out
yeah.
there. There's so much. And let me say this. As a parent, I remember I took my children, and my mom can tell you, I felt being a parent is to keep my kids close to me.
Same
was
here.
hard for me to also. I wasn't the type of parent that went on and sent my children away or wanted anybody else to watch them, because I wanted to make sure that I kept them close to me. Even in my bad times, through my addiction, I kept them close to me. And everything that I felt that I was doing right. But a lot of times it wasn't right. It was just me feeling like I was being a good parent. That's what I'm saying. What made me a good parent was, I thought, because I didn't ask nobody to watch them, or I didn't leave them with anybody, but I had my children, did some things that had them in dangerous situations. But what I'm saying now is, I realize that you can literally do the wrong, thinking you're being a great parent, and you're doing things to jeopardize or doing things to hurt your children.
Yeah.
And of course your children will tell you that in they'll let you know. They'll let you know in the future that, oh my God, you did this. You knew you did this, and you not trying to forget about it, or even didn't even remember. But they'll let you know.
I know. Because I remember that time when I called you up. I said, girl, my feelings are so hurt. And you said, what's the matter? And I said, girl, I thought I was doing the right thing. I woke my kids up every Saturday morning at 6 a.m. and had them, when we cleaned the entire house top to bottom. I didn't bother them throughout the week, but I said, I was raised old school. You never know who's going to come by your house. One day we're sitting and we're talking, and the kids, they looked at me, my daughter and my son, and they said, Mommy, whoa, when the kids come over, don't wake them up at 6 o'clock. And I said, huh? They said that was horrible. Yeah. I said, but you guys were free to do whatever you wanted to do once you finished. They said it was horrible. But that was, but I live by this code. I wanted my house clean. I wanted my children clean.
Right.
I did what I thought was some of the best things, but I realized later on that my punishments were extreme. One of my kids, I'm not gonna call out who, but one of my kids was on punishment for 4 months, and another one I put on punishment for 2 years, and everything like that. When I look back, I'm like, wow, I could have did some things differently.
My daughter, she thought the same thing. Oh, you were so hard on me. You were so hard on me. I didn't know no better.
Yeah.
I was young. All I knew was to, yell, do things that, always on top of her. And then as I had more, I realized that stuff wasn't important.
Look, poor firstborn.
Yeah, the firstborn always get it. We
sorry.
know sorry, but that down to my last one, I'm not gonna say I'm lenient on him, but I just don't react. I don't react to things that he does. That to me it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But it took me
to say that you're lenient. Now you're relaxed.
You're more relaxed,
and you know how everything is going to flow. Yeah. Even when that knucklehead do something crazy.
I don't get all crazy.
Yeah. I remember once upon a time, you be like, girl, you were like, really? You hear him out, and then you say, well, son, let me tell you something. When you say, I'm like, okay, she getting ready to paint you a picture that's gonna take you on a trip that's gonna blow your mind, and you're gonna understand. And when I think about that, I was like that with my youngest niece that I had in my household. And I wish sometimes, because my older kids, they'll say, oh, she get away with everything. You let her do. But things have changed so much in poor firstborn, because no one gave us a handbook.
We were young, strong. Now we older. I'm like, I have an energy. I ain't trying to be hitting nobody with no belt. I'm gonna hit myself with the belt. I'm not trying to scream and give me, this is what I'm saying. And then back to the mental part, back then, as this mother, she looks like she was young. I think her oldest was 14 or
14,
17,
and the youngest was 6 months.
And So she was still young,
Mm-hmm.
having children, at a young age and not realizing, that this is a lot of responsibility. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't, like I said, I don't know what's in her mind, but I
Yeah.
feel that this was a part of her issue. She was a young mother with a lot of responsibility, home
Delta.
with them all day.
Ooh.
Um, I'm just gonna paint my picture. Probably no food, and it's hard to feed the children. Rent, all the things that we parents worry about, trying to make sure we take care of our children. We snap, and
Mm-hmm.
I believe that this lady, she snapped. I wouldn't kill my child, but she snapped.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a little few Q&As. Let's look at some of the comments that we got, because
Mm-hmm.
we got some serious comments here. And right here, I'm just, of course, Miss Grayson. You raised them the way you were raised in a different age.
Mm-hmm.
I wish you was on here to elaborate on that, Miss Grayson, because
Yeah.
yeah, we do.
And
What
I
you
and I
know?
yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Times has changed so much
Mm-hmm.
that it's so hard to parent our children the way y'all parent us. Ain't no
Yeah.
spanking us or beating us in public, or it's none of that, because
Uh-uh.
our hands are tied.
Yeah.
We can't just beat our kids out in public, or we can't just yell at our kids. They make us,
Mm-hmm.
it's
But I'll tell you this right now, Barbara Gale, she got you where you showed out. There was none of this. Let's go home. When I get you home, I'm going to do. Mm-mm. You cut the food right here. Then this is what I'm gonna get you at. Um, and I was kind of that way with my kids, because my dad, he said when I was pregnant, he told me, he said, Pearl, you got to understand something. There's three things with a child that you're gonna always have to do. He said you got to start loving and nurturing on that child in the womb. I wasn't touching my stomach or anything like that. Young, dumb, didn't know no better. He said you got to start loving before the baby gets here. He said because when that baby come in this world, only thing they gonna know first is you. He said then as that baby grow, he said that love, that bond that you establish with that child in the womb is gonna help you get over. He told me the nights where you can't get no sleep because that baby is gonna cry. He said the poopy diapers, the colds. He said everything that's going to stress you out, that bond that you created is going to keep you solid. He said then also, he said in the in between, he said once that baby starts to grow up and they get them teenage years and everything, he said you got to have a lot of compassion in that.
yes,
A lot of compassion.
yes,
He said, because they're gonna
yes.
make you want to choke them out. He said, remember the one because my dad used to tell us all the time, go ahead and cut up, because I'm gonna go buy me a Corvette. He refused. Yeah, so basically, he said he had a life insurance policy on each one of us. That if we cut up so bad and something happened, he just gonna go buy him a Corvette once everything was over with. He said, once I send you back to the Lord, he said, because there's nothing else I can do. Then the last thing that he said to me was unconditional love.
Yeah.
He said that unconditional love is, he told me, he said, Pearl, remember when you went and you put the sugar you mix sugar and water and put it in the lawnmower because you were trying to help me out? You thought that was a waste of gas? I said, yes. He said, you tore it up and you cost me $400. $400 that I didn't have. He said, I wanted to just come beat the mess out of you. He said, but the unconditional love of things made me understand before I even opened my mouth to you that you were only trying to help me. You thought that this was something that was good. He said the silly and the crazy things that kids do when you have unconditional love, he said it's going to cover everything. He said there's going to be times they're going to get smart and nasty with you. He said you're not even going. Um, he said as a parent, I hope that some of the things you put me through, you don't have to go through with yours. He said because it's a challenge. It's a challenge. He said, but they are going. He said they are going to test you, and
Our
unconditional
loving
love is
will.
that final recipe.
But you
Yeah.
got to also remember during those times, we need help. We need support. We're trying to take
Mm-hmm.
care of other people, but these parents needs the support. I wish there was for all
Something's
of
going
us
on
that
there.
we,
Something happened with the audio.
you can't hear me?
It started getting real choppy.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I like to hear what Corinne said. Let's go ahead on and read what Corinne said. She said, I think you must have a healthy balance of friendship and
Superiority.
superiority and parenting now. There is so much going on in society, and times have changed so much that your children have to comfortable and talk to you. Growing
Yes.
up in stricter environment, can't read the rest. I can't read
It
it.
won't let you spread it out.
No, it won't let me spread it. Girl, I'm so sorry. I want to see it. It won't let me read it.
But
Let me see. Stricter environment, I wasn't comfortable to talking about certain things or even showing emotions. We're gonna talk about that, Corinne,
yeah,
because
that's you. That's a
I would
very good
love.
point.
Well, yes, ma'am. And she's talking about how she felt, and that's in her bag.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. The first relationship your child has with a woman is with the mother, and the same with a
Mm-hmm.
relationship with the man. It's with the father. They set the tone on a healthy relationship. Again, you can only give what you have.
Exactly. And
Yes,
I think
ma'am.
everybody on here that's a parent, I think you have given the best of what you have to offer to your children.
Right. That's all we
It is,
can do.
yeah, that is all that we can do. That is all that we can do. I hate hearing comments and stuff, like the young man that robbed the GameStop out in Decatur. I think 13 years old. The comments were so negative against the parents. Every time your child walk out the door, only thing you could do is plead the blood of Jesus and hope that they adhere to the morals and values that you have instilled in them. If they go out there and do the wrong thing, that does not make the parents bad parents. Please stop saying that, people, that they're bad parents because of actions that their children have taken. At a certain point in time, kids know right from wrong. He
They
knew,
do.
he knew. So so parents, I say this to say, don't get stressed out by the things that your kids do. Be prepared one way or the other. Good things show support. Bad things
Yes,
show support.
you got to support your child,
Yeah.
your children. I mean, she said I think this is she, I'm not sure because it says Facebook use. I was hard in disciplining with my children. I grew up in discipline, punishing, beating. I am firstborn, and I do understand today how many wrong choices I made raising children.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the
Yeah.
truth. Because
That's the
you
truth.
only doing what you learned.
Yeah.
You either, and I've learned this in any relationship as far as growing up. As a parent, you either going to do what your parent did, or you're going to not do what your parent did. If you didn't like what your parent did, a lot of people just do opposite. Is it good or bad? I couldn't say that is good or bad, because a lot of people don't want to spank their kids, but some of these kids need to
Right.
spank.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I
Mm-hmm.
ain't saying beat them down, but
Yeah.
they need a spanking,
They need a
the
spank.
punishment. But then sometimes you got to keep the parents that beat your children too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
You feel that the responsibility lied on that child to do what for the siblings, and then you're
Right.
pouring so much on that older child that older child feels all the pain of
Pain,
being
resentment, hurt,
resentment.
so much
Then
stuff.
it comes. Then as the other siblings come, they can't stand them. They be wanting to get. And then when you have your children, you start to do the same exact thing
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you had to deal with your parents. And
Exactly.
I'm sorry, if the choices was wrong, but I promise you that child that you did this to, they learned to be like you. And the thing you have to worry about now is that the
Mm-hmm.
child going to do the same thing to
Yeah.
their children.
And I have to say this: if any parents on here had those type of experiences, I know that I did. I loved my father. Unfortunately, my dad is not here. And my dad came a long way. He was raised by a very stern mother and father. My dad was very stern with us. He loved us. He loved us tremendously. But he was a complicated man as well. And he raised us based upon his generational times. That carried over to his daughters. And we all have discussed this. And we became a support group for each other so that we could grow and balance things out and become better. Because every parent's hope is that their children become better parents and better successors in life than they were. And we became our own support group. I had a friend of mine, and I had told Marvina this. I said, girl, I have some friends where they all had kids. It was like 5 ladies. They each weekend, all the kids went to home number 1. The next weekend, they went to home number 2, home number 3. And so they wound up having about 4 weekends free each.
That's wonderful.
And they never, that was their support group because they all grew up in families and stuff where suicide was prevalent. Anger, frustration, and things of that nature, that feeling of not, like you said, not having enough. But they created a support group. I'm here to tell you guys, take out the time to learn the people in your neighborhood, talk to the people in your neighborhood, get to know some people in your family.
Church.
Things aren't always what they think. Church,
even your job. People. This is why we do this. This is the information we getting out. There is other ways of coping with parenting than trying to kill them or beat them or destroy them or talk bad to them or do anything to yourself. Or there's so many other things to talk to somebody. It's easy to, I'm just gonna say this. It's easy to do the bad things, but it's hard to do the right things. That's too right. It's too good. Yes. It's
say that again, girl.
Do the bad things, but like Miss Grayson, I'm just gonna put what she said. Do you remember when you got a spanking and was told that this hurt me more than it hurt you? You know what hurts, what you did. I didn't raise you to do what you did. It hurts when you dishonor your teaching.
Oh, Jesus. All right, mommy.
But right then. I never looked at it like that.
Man,
but it did
you gave me a clear understanding on that.
Woo! But I understand what you're Yes. There is no book on parenting. I used to tell mine, when you turn teenager, this is your first time being a teenager. It's my first time raising teenagers. We had to meet each other halfway. I love that. I love that. It's first time for doing everything. That's right. We all learning. We all learning how to be what we are. Children, we're learning every step, everywhere we're learning. Every growth we're learning. That's the first. I love that. That makes a lot.
And I tell you, another learning curve for me was that helped my stress level. Okay. I stopped treating all my kids the same.
Okay, right.
Because I recognized, because I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. And I realized that they all had different styles, different patterns, different ways of looking at things. So I had to approach each one of them on an individual basis. And that helped out a lot too. And I learned that from my pastor.
And I said this about that. We all might have the similar bags, but all the contents in our bags are different. I see things one way, my sisters see things another. We were living in the same house. The content of your bag is always different. So you got to treat your children that same way. It's hard to say, you can't favor this one and don't do this and do that, because you treat your children in the way, you want them to have the relationship you have.
And I don't think it's a favorite thing. I hear people say that. I don't think it's a favorite thing. I just think that it is, like you said, how your children, who, their personalities and their characters, the characteristics of them. For me, it wasn't a favorite thing.
Yeah. And like Ms. Banks said, it takes a village to raise children. Today, it's different. Back in the day, the whole neighborhood watched your children.
Yes.
Not today. Now you worry about these neighbors out here doing something to your children, because
Yes,
I ain't
you
trying to be
worry about
funny.
these neighbors. I'm
I
thinking
these
about my
neighbors,
lights.
yeah. We were out. Let me tell you, this is what I'm saying. I'm not trying to be funny, but on 4th of July, we outside enjoying our, looking at the fireworks, and we got fireworks shot at us. And this was through a neighbor,
Yeah,
someone that I knew.
that's
Was it
disturbing.
purposely done? I can't tell you because we were just watching, but for some reason, these sparks came over. These was neighbors, neighbors that I did deal with my children. So you sometimes your neighbors here aren't the village that you need. You need the village of your family. You need the people that you're close
Yeah,
to. You understand that's going to understand you. That's going to want to be part of. Because everybody isn't your neighbor, and everybody's not your village. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
you better say that.
Everybody's not
You
your
better
village.
say that.
Even in your church, everybody's not your village. But
Yeah,
you got to determine who's your village, who you trust.
you got to
You
start
know,
handpicking. You got to handpick. Like you go to the store and you handpick your vegetables. You got to handpick
I
your.
love it.
You got to handpick your
I
village. You
love it.
do.
I love
When
it.
you said something about neighbors, I'm thinking that my neighborhood cool, everybody good. I come outside, they done busted up my doggone lights in my driveway, and so I'm saying to myself, okay, that's not very neighborly. So now I got to regroup,
Yeah,
rethink. Yeah. So same thing with the people that you choose for your village. You you. If you get an inkling that you don't trust that person, move on. Don't put them in your village. Do not put a square peg into a round hole. Don't do it.
that's right.
It's gonna
With
be rough and
same
tough all along.
all day long. You don't know what they feeding your children, what they're saying to your kids. So if you don't have no like-minded person that will have your best your children or you in hand, those are not your village.
That's right.
I'm just gonna be honest. I'm just being frank about it. We got to be very choosy about who we call villages, but
You got to be
there are
comfortable,
people.
and your children got to be comfortable.
Exactly. But we need them. We still
And put
need some.
mhm. and
We
put
need
together
them.
a support group for yourselves as an adult. Say, hey, why don't we get together once a month? Why don't we get together every other month and do something as adults? You have to have that outlet. I put like this right here, to be all that you can for your children, and they deserve that. Children deserve for you to be all that you can for them. Be selfish a little bit and create a support group. Get you some good friends, some good friends, because that's going to be your outlet. Your kids deserve for you to be healthy mentally, spiritually, and physically. They
Yeah.
deserve that. It's not about
Yes.
the monies or anything else. It's
Yes, ma'am. I mean, and I thought, being a parent and everything that I read on Facebook about being parents I feel is the truth. You got to be everything to your children, but you
yeah.
also got to be everything to yourself.
Yeah.
You got to identify what a real parent is in yourself,
Mhm.
because you give so much to others and then you neglect self, that
Mhm.
parent. You see what I'm saying? And all day long, I can give my children. I give my children so much.
Mhm.
And that's what I can. That's what I. But what about me? I got to realize that I am a parent.
Yeah.
And parents need outlets. Parents need so much. Look. I'm gonna put this, Miss Banks. This is not going. All of it is not going to be up there, but I'm going to write this. Yes, Yvonne. Each child has different needs. 5 children can be raised in the same house. 3 can become college graduates. 1 a murderer, and 1 has a different sexual preference. And all of these children were raised in the same house. Every
Yes.
child has a different sexual. Let me see. Every child has. I'm going to go over here because I can't remember. I can't see it. You see it? Every child
Uh-huh.
has a different need. Raising children is trial and error. Family counseling is an option when parenting becomes difficult, and that is so true.
Mhm.
That's so true. I mean, I'm sorry, I ain't never had any family counseling. I never really, I don't know if I ever felt that that was needed. But
We did.
I have talked to many people about it. I don't, not no professionals, but I have been counseled. I talked to my siblings. I talked to my BFF. Because it can get difficult. What you
Yeah,
crying for, girl? Why you crying?
when we were younger,
Here she go.
my I'm sorry. My dad was he had to go to we all had to go to family counseling. All the way to the counselor. My dad said, "Don't say this, don't say that."
He told y'all what not to say.
So the lady, she said, "Well, I don't understand why you guys here. Everything is just your family is lovely. I don't see why you guys are here. There's no need for you guys to be here. Why did they send you guys and you guys aren't having any issues? Everybody say everything is good." That's what we were told to say in the car. And I'm sorry, y'all. It's a memory that I look back on, and my sisters and I, we laugh about it now. But
I didn't
I
get
think
no
the change,
counseling.
I think the change in my dad would have started much sooner had he accepted the help at that time.
He must
So
not thought he needed it because sometimes when you think of counseling, you think somebody's crazy or you're doing something wrong or
right,
you're not
black
doing
man
something right.
raising
Yeah,
his family, not wanting input from society, trying to tell him how to raise his family and
right.
everything. So, and I'm sorry, guys, it was just a memory that we go back on and laugh on because we were like, we going for counseling, but we're instructed in the car.
I want to get this one more right here with this Facebook follow. I wish I knew who it was. It's just saying Facebook user. I used to think that favoritism was valid in my immediate family. Then I came to realize that some people needs are different, where one need is greater than the other. And that's the truth.
Yes,
And it's the truth. I mean,
exactly.
you ain't gonna say you're not
Hmm.
gonna see as a child that if I can give you a cookie and don't give this other child a cookie, that's not acceptable. The other child, of course, gonna think you're favoring this child, you
Hmm.
know. But if I'm sitting there and I have to hold this one, a little more often because this child needs a little more, and this one's running around playing and don't need to be held. Yeah, a
Hmm.
child might think there's a favoritism there, but I get that. Every need is different. It
Every
is.
need is
It's
different.
really
Yeah.
different. I was the one that in my household as a child, I was over my younger sister and my foster brother, and they relied on me to do more, because I guess I'm the young lady or whatever. I never understood why my little sister, got more and all that stuff. But as I got older, I had a better understanding. As a child, you don't understand
You don't
favoritism.
understand it. Yeah.
You just know that this child, you see this child getting more or receiving more attention. It's kind of hard to distinguish as a child that, oh, this child needs more than I need. No, and I
Hmm.
get it. You were supposed to feel that way of my Facebook user that, there was a favoritism. That's what children do. But of course, when you become an adult, you think adult ways, and that's what you did. And as a child, you only think, you think as a child, and
Hmm.
that's what, Good morning, sissy girl. I have enjoyed this conversation. It is
Yeah.
five. We have been on here almost a whole hour. This is so wonderful, and I thank everybody on here for, responding, commenting, just being a part. This means a
And
lot
being
to us.
naked and not ashamed.
Being naked and not exactly, and realizing, we need people, we need us parents to support parents, especially these older parents who's dealing with the younger parents. Sometimes we need to put an arm around them and talk to them. Yes, and I love this, what my auntie said. I'm gonna have to put it up here. She said this, we really do. A women's support group is what we women need. Where we can come together as one, openly sharing our stories with one another, our individuality. Parenting skills have all been different and very challenging at times, especially for the ones used to parenting. Skills have been, I'm sorry, parenting that weren't ready for prepare for weren't ready or prepared to be parents because we were still, auntie, you still, my sister put a hook. I can't even read it all. Hold on. I love y'all. I love y'all. I can't even read it all. Let me see. Can you see it over there, Iman? I can't
Yeah.
see it.
A
Okay.
network of other parents is a good support group because they could identify. Most parents have gone or going through something similar. Counseling is healthy. Our cultures have the biggest problem accepting therapy and counseling. It's not that you are inadequate, you are in need of support. Everything centers in our mind. We have to change our old thinking, behaviors, and personality to new ones. I agree.
I agree. Love
I
it.
agree.
I love
Yeah.
that. I love that. That sounds like, and we need it. And maybe somebody out there will start it. And if we need it, and a lot of people, it may grow. So support groups, women support groups, if that's what is your richness, we're welcome to get y'all out here so we can start. Because this is what we need. We need some support.
Yeah.
We need it. So I am excited again. Like I said, I have to. We're past time. We're ready to get off. I love it. I hate it. But I want to also let everyone to know that we are moving on and doing some great things. We got what's in the bag. I'm sorry, business page coming up. I would like for us to start doing some services on there. We have few services going on the what's in the bag page, but if you know any advertising, if you want to start advertising on that page, some groups that want to start talking about it, we're going to actually start doing a little small fee to charge to put on our page. I know everybody like charge, but what's in the bag costs us money too. To do
Yes.
what we're doing is costing us money. Yeah, I don't think so, but it really is. It's costing us as much money as it is for us to put on here to watch. So we're going to actually start having a dollar donation bag. Well, we're
Yes.
going to ask people to, at least $1. So we can continue to do this. I feel that this is a great cause, a great need for information. We're going to, and it's going to be on our business page. So stay tuned. Also, of course, we're looking for people to join our What's in the Bag family. If you feel that you want to be part of the What's in the Bag family, we got the What's in the Bag on Facebook. Come on, try and see what's going on in there if you're not already, or comment, or share it with someone else. If you feel that they need to hear what we got going on, share it. Share what's in the bag of. Also, we have YouTube. It's What's in the Bag 21. If you want to just go in and look at some of our segments, you don't want to be scrolling through. We got all the segments on YouTube. Go ahead on and subscribe, comment, share. Let everybody know we're out here. Well, we have to go, girl. I know you got to get into your football.
No, baseball, baseball. It's the World
Baseball. I'm
Series.
sorry. And the World Series. That's
Yep.
right.
Both
That's
of them,
right.
the 10-year-old and the 7-year-old.
Wow. You should be very proud, girl. You should
I
be so
am. They are some
proud.
phenomenal athletes at
Yes,
their
they
age.
are. They are. I love y'all. We thank y'all. We on our time. We are looking forward to seeing y'all on What's in the Bag post. We're going to actually
Yes.
open it up so you can post more. You ain't going to have to get our approval, but please be look at your content on what you're going to be posting on What's in the Bag, because we don't want anything and everything on there. And we will
That's right.
block you if you put anything that we feel that is not presentable for
Derogatory
what
and things of that nature.
That's right. Girl, you got something to say before we leave
As
up here?
always, stay blessed, be a blessing, and have a blessed day. Love you guys.
God bless y'all. Thank y'all. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for being here. Hey.